What's up? What's up? Day 3. I think we're about like almost 36 hours into the fast. Currently down 6 pounds. Started this at 267.4. Today we are at 261 point something. Right, but the specifics, like, you know, the weight that you're losing, that's bound to happen during the fast. I think the most notable thing for me is because I'm doing this fast alongside a social media fast, right? And everything I'm consuming right now, whether it's through reading, whether it's through active movement, or whether it's through philosophical videos, right? Everything I'm consuming is like, it's making me full, I guess you could say, right? Like, I don't need the food because the shit I'm inhaling and intaking is good for me, right? It's good nutrients. It's good knowledge that I'm receiving, right? It's good fruits of my labor that I'm putting in, right? It's things that are beneficial to me, to my healing and to my growth, and it's allowing my spirit to feel full, right? Whether the neurons are being sent to my body or not, but I feel full within, right? Or I'm feeling full, like filling, right? So that's one part of it. You know, like the knowledge that I'm taking in is making me focus on that and not on the fast itself, not on the starvation itself, which is cool. You know, because it shows like, hey, when you put your mind to something and when you really want to receive something in, you just have to make the space for it, right? Space in this aspect being not digesting stuff that's going to further harm your compromised body, right? Because my body has been compromised, right? 267, out of shape, shit like that. So this is the process of getting back into the shape that you need to be in to fight, to be a warrior of life, right? A warrior finds love in everything they do. The gladiator is merely a slave who entertains. We're going to speak about that a little bit later, but another aspect I wanted to talk about was, you know, like in the middle of the night or like in the early morning, there's part of this that gets hard because your body's like a tweaker, right? Like it's fiending for a hit. It's fiending for something. It's gonna try to lie to your mind and tell you things that it needs when it really doesn't need it, right? I'm not sure any of you've had a tweaker uncle or any crackheads in the family. You could relate. They're gonna lie to you to get that fix. They're gonna steal your PlayStation. They're gonna steal your bike. They're gonna do whatever they fucking can to get that hit, right? And your body, in this kind of process, in this starvation process, in this fasting process, is similar, right? So, like at night, it's gonna tell you that you're cold because you haven't digested anything, right? It's gonna tell you we just need a little bit of food to keep you warm, right? Especially during the winter time right now, where this fast is beginning. But like I said in the last episode, your body is reactive. Your mind must be the thing that responds, right? You must respond to these feelings, to these temptations, to these lies that you tell yourself so that you could compromise with the vision at hand. And it's your duty to maintain that spiritual fortitude and that mental strength in order to remain reminiscent of the purpose of why you began this, right? Discipline is just kind of like you're doing something and you're following the orders that you set, right? But when you remember your purpose, when you remember why this is just a step, a series, a season into the grandiose show that is you and narrative of your life, story that is you, you use that as extra fuel to keep going, right? And it becomes more imaginative instead of where discipline is like follow. Remembering one's purpose is more, it allows for more mental autonomy, allows for more mental liberation, allows for more mental clarity, at least in my perspective. Um, so yeah, the body right now has been telling me certain things like, hey, get some food in you so you can get warm, but it's been easy to fight off with the philosophy that I have been intaking, the videos that I've been watching, the articles I've been reading, books I've been reading, shit like that. Another further reminder of this series, right? Like why I'm even doing this in the first place is we become much more easily subjugated as people, as individuals, when we lack clarity of mission, right? When we lack clarity on who we are, when we become consumers blindly, right? When we follow, right? Think of social media. You're constantly following people. Sometimes you don't even know, but that word follow, right? Has its own strength in that word itself, in the epistemology of that word itself, right? So we're blindly following, we're blindly watching, we're blindly consuming social media. And I don't mean blindly like with no eyes, I mean blindly like with no mind, right? You're just scrolling, right? You're getting brain rot. You're not filtering out what you're intaking most of the time, most of us, right? So we become a lot easier to be led. We become a lot easier to be manipulated, right? You don't know what the truth is and what isn't, whether that's news on politics or whether that's just, Nipsey has this quote, one of his songs, you don't know who's swimming naked till the tide comes in, right? People can be pushing like they're up when they're really not, right? All of that can be done on social media, right? You can perform. And it's up to you to be able to understand what you're digesting, what the truth is and what is not. And that becomes a lot harder to do when you're just going through the motions. So instead, detach. Get yourself a better analytical view. Detach from the world for a bit. Go into isolation a little bit. Put yourself on a spiritual challenge such as this one for a little bit so that you can remind yourself of who you are, how you fit into all of this, and what your destiny is and shall become, right? But yeah, society wants us easier to be manipulated so that we don't ask the questions that need to be asked, so that we can not be leaders ourselves, That's where I thank my family and the way I was raised, even though, right, some of these bad habits I got to work through, but a lot of the great habits, were instilled within me as well, even my first name and my last name, and I won't share that here, but, they gave me these names for a reason. But my mother, every day before school, she would say, are you leaders or followers, right? So at a young age, I became very hard to be led, right? Like I'm always gonna be the one that talks back, even in the family, to the teachers. I'm always gonna be the one who has a question. I'm always gonna be the one that, even though you're my homie, I'm not just gonna follow you into anything. You gotta tell me the why, right? Unless I have that kind of comradeship with you, where it's no questions asked, and that's a different story. But always ask questions so you know where you're going, right? A lot of our world is similar to Plato's cave. A lot of us are in these shadows, and we're in this cave, and we're surrounded by darkness, and we're so familiar with this darkness that we become afraid of our own lights, right? We become afraid of the true power of enlightenment outside of these walls and these realms, and we need to get back to being enlightened, and enlightenment starts within self. Enlightenment starts with understanding where you're at in life, understanding what your purpose is, reminding yourself who you are, telling yourself who you are, what is your prophecy, right? What is your truth? And how can you become ungovernable unless you choose to be, right? So yeah, I know some of you, I mean, I don't know who's watching this, right? But whoever watches this in the future is gonna be like, damn, I came here just for, motherfucker, I want to know what it felt like to be on a water fast. And I'm getting all philosophical, and that's the point of it for me. I'm not here just to talk about, well, you know, I was lightheaded today. Yeah, motherfucker, that's to be expected. I'm gonna be lightheaded. It's a water fast, right? Your body's transforming itself into something greater. I'm here trying to give you some of this ism, right? I'm here trying to give you some of this game that I'm being reminded through the emptiness, right? Because when you feel empty, when you feel like you're not intaking something, it allows you to remind yourself of who you are at the core, right? Your atoms, your matter, why you matter, and all that shit. So yeah, enjoy this game. Peace. Day 3, 36 hours in. Checking again with you tomorrow. Peace.